Comets are made of the most primitive material in our solar system. Many scientists hypothesize that they were responsible for delivering the water and organic material needed for the biology on our planet during the creation of our solar system. However, our knowledge of the structure and composition of comets is relatively limited. In 1989, scientists at the European Space Agency began to plan a mission to land on a comet for the first time in history. They chose a binary comet more than 4 billion years old with a mass of 10 billion tons and traveling at a rate of 40,000 miles per hour. Comet 67P has an icy core 2.5 miles wide and a density similar to that of wood. It rotates once every 12 hours and orbits the Sun once every 6 years. On March 2nd, 2004, 35 years after Klim Churyumov and Svetlana Gerasimenko identified it, Philae was launched with the Rosetta spacecraft towards Comet 67P. On November 12, 2014, after a 10-year-long journey, Philae finally landed on the comet near Jupiter's orbit 4 billion miles from Earth. The lander departed Rosetta at 3:35 Eastern Standard Time Wednesday morning. 7 hours later, it landed in the center of its landing zone and bounced. It took another 2 hours for Philae to land again, only to bounce off the comet once more. 7 minutes after that, it landed for a third and final time beneath a cliff 0.6 miles from its intended target. During its first 2.5 days on the comet, Philae successfully gathered all the data its controllers intended during its first science sequence. It completed one of its core objectives when it drilled into the comet's surface layer and pulled up subsurface material for chemical analysis. The data itself is still being analyzed. In the shadow of the cliff next to which Philae is positioned, the lander receives just 1.5 hours of sunlight for every rotation of the comet, a level insufficient to recharge its battery systems. Mission controllers rotated Philae 35 degrees in hopes they could better position its solar panels. However, with only 2 of its 3 legs in contact with the surface of the comet and battery life dwindling, they were unable to move the lander beyond a mere rotation. Philae lost contact with mission control at 7:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, November 14, 2014. Its primary charge lasted roughly 60 hours, or 2.5 days. It will remain in standby until the batteries can recharge enough to communicate once again with the Rosetta satellite, still orbiting the comet. It could take days, months, or an eternity for Philae's batteries to recharge, but scientists are hopeful that the lander's solar panels will catch enough light to wake up as the comet moves closer to the Sun. Regardless of its fate, scientists are proud of Philae's performance under tough conditions thus far. Researchers have long been more optimistic about the potential volume of data that the satellite Rosetta might collect than by that of the lander Philae. As Comet 67P continues to orbit the Sun, Rosetta will continue to orbit it and transmit the data it collects back to the European Space Agency.